from the station that's on your side. This is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
President Biden calling on the U.S. Senate to take quick action after his COVID relief bill passed the House just this morning. And the CSRA community looking out for their own, what one local church and a group of teens are doing to help those who need it. But first, we're starting you off with breaking news just into our newsroom. The FDA giving emergency authorization for the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That means the U.S. now has 3 vaccines for distribution. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is the first 1-dose shot. All right, back to our top story tonight. A baby and 2 adults escape a fire at a mobile home park off Deans Bridge Road this afternoon. Richmond County fire crews say the 3 were taken to the hospital as a precaution. Take a look at the scene around 3:30 there at number 1 Mobile Home Park. That's right near Golden Camp Road. Officials tell us the adult and the baby were able to make it out of that house before the flames consumed it, but the damage is severe enough that they have to stay somewhere else. Deputies say Gold Cross was called to treat potential smoke inhalation. Augusta Fire says they're still working to find out what caused it. All right, what was supposed to be a trip to the happiest place on earth has now turned into a legal and financial nightmare for some Columbia County parents. Our Celeste Springer is in the studio today. And Celeste, you say the pandemic paired with an unresponsive travel company are costing these parents thousands.
Yeah, that's right. I talked to some Columbia County parents of Harlem middle schoolers. Their kids are in the course, and they were supposed to take a trip to Disney World in March of 2020. It was canceled as it was supposed to kick off right when the shutdown began. The trip was $725 per person, with many parents sending multiple children or paying for themselves to chaperone. Parents and the district say the travel agency Musical Destinations has yet to refund any money. In a statement from Columbia County, the district says they know partial refunds from Disney and the hotel were sent back to the travel agency, but the district says they haven't seen a dime back from Musical Destinations. Back in November, the district advised parents to file a small claims case against the agency themselves.
And for some of these families during COVID, families couldn't even pay their mortgage. They couldn't pay for groceries. $2,400 for some families is a lot of money. And that's not right. That's not okay. And they need to recognize that.
We did reach out to Musical Destinations for a comment back on Thursday, but haven't heard back from them either. Coming up at 11, we'll take a look at how schools across the nation are dealing with the same issues from the very same company, and also why some parents are now calling for the school district to step up.
All right, thank you, Celeste. We're taking a look outside now. Anthony, it's looking a bit foggy out there, but it was a beautiful day. Oh my gosh, I hope you got a chance to go outside.
Oh, it was fantastic, Sydney. We had some sunshine to start off, and then a little bit more cloud cover worked in as we went through the latter half of the afternoon. We are going to be seeing some more clouds as we continue on through the day tomorrow, but for now we are seeing mostly cloudy skies at Washington Road. Folks out and about, temperatures still in the upper 70s, 79 degrees inside Bobby Jones. Our temperatures across the CSRA into the mid 70s in Waynesboro, and right around 77 degrees in Louisville, upper 60s right around some of our northern counties. Edgefield coming in at about 69 degrees. Now, as we continue on through this evening, we're going to cool those temperatures down, upper 60s by about 8 o'clock for a majority of the CSRA. And as we continue on through this evening with those clouds, we're not going to be cooling down all that much, staying on the mild side into the lower 60s, right around 61 degrees here in Augusta. And as we continue on through the day tomorrow, we're going to be building up those temperatures again into the lower to mid 80s, 83 to about 84 degrees here in Augusta. And if you have any outdoor plans, maybe go into the lake tomorrow. We'll see some warmer temperatures too, a slight chance for some morning showers, but then we are going to be seeing just a mix of sun and clouds for the afternoon. Temperatures at the lake just a little cooler. Sydney?
All right, thank you, Anthony. New today, we're learning the names of the 3 victims killed in a Gainesville plane crash last night. The Hall County Sheriff's Office says 44-year-old Dan Del Noche, 55-year-old Courtney Flanders from Gainesville, and 49-year-old Matthew Del Noche from Ohio all died. The FFA says they were killed when their single-engine plane crashed into a ravine shortly after taking off. They were heading to Florida from Gainesville, Georgia, and what's more, parts of the plane's wing fell into the bedroom of of a nearby home while the family living there was eating dinner. Thankfully, we're told they were not injured. All right, to Capitol Hill now, where President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief plan moves to the Senate. As Danya Backus reports, the Democrat-led House passed the measure early today without a single Republican vote.
We have no time to waste.
President Biden thanked the House for passing his nearly $2 trillion COVID relief plan early Saturday and said he hopes it receives quick action in the Senate.
We are one step closer to putting $1,400 in the pockets of Americans. We're one step closer to extending unemployment benefits for millions of Americans who are shortly going to lose them.
Democrats want the measure on the president's desk before enhanced federal unemployment benefits expire on March 14th. The COVID relief bill met unanimous opposition from House Republicans.
Democrats are so embarrassed by all the non-COVID waste in this bill. They are jamming it through in the dead of night. We ran the numbers. The amount of money that actually goes to defeating the virus is less than 9%.
And it's likely to face more GOP challenges in the Senate, especially over Democrats' hope to pass a minimum wage hike that would gradually bring it to $15 an hour. With the U.S. approaching 29 million confirmed COVID-19 cases, the FDA is expected to approve a third vaccine for emergency use. Distribution of Johnson & Johnson's single-dose shot, which can be stored in a regular refrigerator, could be well underway this coming week.
There is a shortage of vaccines that are currently authorized, and I think authorization of this vaccine will help meet the needs at the moment.
The FDA confirms that J&J's vaccine is somewhat less effective than the Moderna and Pfizer shots overall, but it showed 85% efficacy against severe illness and complete protection against COVID-19 deaths 28 days after getting the shot. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And we do know that Johnson & Johnson vaccine did get emergency authorization just within the last few minutes. Closer to home, though, the South Carolina Senate passed a COVID-19 liability protections bill. The bill would protect businesses and other groups from lawsuits by people who contract the virus. Those businesses must follow health guidelines. More than 15 other states have passed similar bills. The bill is now headed to the House. All right, we are one step closer to a veterans cemetery coming to Augusta. Some local high schoolers working to give back to the community today. Kids from the Academy of Richmond County helped put together a donation drive to help the homeless. They had it at Trinity on the Hill in Augusta. Their goal was to help 50 homeless people and raise $1,000. This was all part of the Kids Community Project at ARC. They say they felt there was a need, especially with the pandemic.
I just think that it's important to give back to the community, and we would like to help out in any way we can, really.
The students will go down to Compass for Hope tomorrow to help distribute what they got today. A bill passes the Georgia Senate to keep Georgia on standard time year-round. The bill now goes to the House. If the governor were to sign it, Georgia would no longer have to change its clocks twice a year and would not need approval from Congress. Right now, federal law prevents states from only being on daylight savings time rather than switching back and forth, but that's not the case for staying on standard time. The sponsor of the bill says there are arguments on both sides for which time to keep.
This back and forth. So some people, the tourism industry, they like more daylight in the evening. But the fact is, I'm not changing whether they have more daylight in the evening. I'm just changing the time, so the perception there.
Watson went on to say, if we move to standard time only, schools may have to adjust start times. Otherwise, high schoolers may be heading to school in the dark. Well, you might remember last year, Governor Henry McMaster signed the bill to keep South Carolinians on daylight savings time. 4 other states have done the same. Hawaii and Arizona are the only 2 states that stay on standard time all year round. Anthony?
Well, Sydney, as we go through the day tomorrow, we're going to be warming things back up into the mid-80s, 84 degrees here in Augusta. I'll have that full forecast coming up just after the break.
And a funeral fit for royalty, all for a World War II veteran, but Captain Tom will also be remembered as a hero of the pandemic. His incredible story in just 2 minutes. No, they won't. That is a life well lived, and so many people helped there. Captain Tom said he only wants a little white headstone to mark his life. In his words, nothing too fancy. All right, Anthony, let's take a look outside. It was so beautiful out today. Anthony, just how hot did we get out there?
We got up to the mid-80s, Sydney, 84 degrees. In fact, we did tie a record that was set back in 2011. Tomorrow, the record's at 86, and we're likely not going to see that thanks to all the cloud cover that we're going to see tomorrow afternoon. And we're going to be seeing some cool weather as we go through the day on Monday. Look outside, Broad Street in 7th and downtown Augusta. Some folks out and about for the outdoor plans this evening. You're going to be in great shape for that. Take full advantage of those mild temperatures. 79 degrees currently inside Bobby Jones. And you do have just a little bit of wind out there coming in out of the southwest at about 8 miles per hour. The temperatures across the region, 75 at Bush Field and into the upper 60s as you go north of I-20. A little bit warmer in Evans, sitting right at 72 degrees. 75 in Sylvania and about 73 in Allendale. Now, through the rest of this evening, any grilling plans, we'll see those temperatures cooling into the lower 70s and eventually the upper 60s as we get closer to 8 o'clock. Partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies through the rest of this evening. Now, those clouds are going to help contain some of that heat and keep us into the 60s by tomorrow morning. About 61 degrees here in Augusta as you're waking up right around 7 o'clock. Now, we're also going to be seeing the chance for some patchy fog through the morning hours as well, and continuing as we get closer to 7, 8 o'clock in the morning before finally breaking apart. Mostly cloudy skies as we go through the first half of the day, and that slight chance for an isolated shower out there, but I do think we'll stay nice and dry through the morning and the afternoon. Some more clouds for the afternoon, but with that southerly flow, we are expected to see those temperatures bump back up into the lower 80s, possibly mid-80s in a few locations. A cold front moves through the day on Monday. Monday morning, seeing the chance for those showers. That continues to slide to the southeast, and then we'll watch the chance for some showers continue as we go through the day on Tuesday. Not a whole lot of rain, expecting a couple tenths of an inch by the time all of this is said and done by Monday afternoon. Just under a quarter an inch across much of the CSRA. And as we continue on through the day tomorrow, it's going to be on the breezier side with winds between about 10 to 15 miles per hour. That holds true as we go through Monday evening as well. And over the next 7 days, we can expect those temperatures to slowly start cooling back down after that cold front, about 60 degrees throughout the day on Tuesday, about a 30% chance at some showers. We continue to cool things down as we go through the day on Wednesday, right around 62, and fluctuating into the low to mid 60s throughout the rest of the week with the on and off chance for some showers out there. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Anthony. A Myrtle Beach family says pieces of their father's life is missing in history. Hear how his family hopes to find the closure they need in the pages of a Bible.
Like and follow News 1226 on Facebook for the latest up-to-date coverage near you.
Well, for many people, the Bible is their religious text, but years ago, for some families, Bibles were one of the only ways to document vital information about their family's birth and death histories. Jennifer Roberts tells us about a family in Myrtle Beach who's missing their Bible and therefore their family history.
Foster Fox passed away in 2016. He was born during the Jim Crow era. His daughter Helen Fox says they have so many unanswered questions about the date her father was born.
Catherine P. Fox, born August 25th, 1928.
Helen Fox is reading a page inside of her mother's Bible. Her mom was born in 1928. During that time, African Americans were known to record their vital information in Bibles because many did not receive birth certificates. Helen is trying to solidify both of her parents' history in a family tree, but there are many missing parts.
This is my dad. With his hat. He loves hats.
Her father died in 2016 after battling lung cancer. Helen and her family later realized information about her father's date of birth was incorrect. The family thought Foster was born in 1935. But Helen found official documents stating he was born in 1921.
But then there's other documentations that's showing in December 10th, 1925. So there's two different documentations.
Helen's hopeful somewhere there's a family Bible with her father's information. Right now, she says the process of trying to find it is hard because she's imagining herself walking in her daddy's shoes during the Jim Crow era.
Imagine what they had to go through, trying to keep records of stuff.
Life for them was pretty difficult, living separate but equal, even though much of that was never equal for Black Americans.
Coastal Carolina University professor Tabitha Lowry sheds a light on what life was like for African Americans during the Jim Crow era.
Many African Americans were not able to enter through front doorways or eat in similar restaurants as white Americans could.
Lowry says the impact of Jim Crow can be felt for some families today, like Helen's, trying to piece together their loved one's history, a history that wasn't so easily documented.
Now, Helen's daughter is creating a family tree, and she says the process of trying to document her family's history is difficult because there aren't many records to go by. But she says if the Bible is found, pieces of the family tree will be complete. Up next in sports, a beautiful day at SRP Park for a doubleheader, plus action from the Georgia High School Sweet 16. Mike's up next with sports.
Every year, heavy items.
Wrdw.
Folks, if you didn't get outside today, what a missed opportunity. It may have been an even better day to go to the ballpark after last night's extra inning showdown. The Jags and Saints got back together for a doubleheader at SRP Park. Really looking forward to seeing more people at the park as we progress to the spring. Benjamin Cook on the mound for Augusta. Nice job getting the strikeout here in the 8th with the Jags down by 2. Top of the 9th, Jaden Ward hits a hot shot to third. Great play by Ben Markowitz to scoop that up, but the throw won't get there, and that loads the bases. Next man up, Adam Mitchell with the sac fly to center field. That would be the final nail in the coffin in Game 1. Jags can't come away with victory in that first game of the doubleheader. They fall 4-1. We'll have the score of the second game tonight at 11. Sweet 16 action in Richmond County today. Butler hosting Woodville Tompkins, trying to get to the Elite 8. Wolverines had the early edge in this one. Cara Lofton takes her time slicing through the Bulldog defense. It's up for 2, and the Wolverines take a 6-0 lead. Don't count out the Bulldogs yet. Lauren Brady and Brianna Sims combine for the steal. Sims ends up going coast to coast with it as the Dogs are in the midst of a 9-0 scoring run. Dogs loved feeding Jayla Thomas at 6'2". She was one of the few players tall enough to get over the Wolverine defense. Scoring would pick up in the second half as Butler punches their ticket to the Elite 8 with a 62-47 win. Rashad King and the Knights looking to punch their own ticket to the Elite 8 out of Evans High School. First bucket of the game, Brazen James from the corner, and he's nothing but net. Knights up 3-0. Devin Story now feeds to King, back to Story under the basket for the quick layup. Evans looks to be on the mission in the first quarter. Story again and again off the feed from King, this time for a three-pointer, makes it 8-2 for the Knights. Evans looked like they had solved any issues from their first-round close call. Knights win with a 63-50 victory.
All right, thanks for that, Mike. As we continue on through this evening, we'll see the temperatures cooling into the mid-60s, upper 60s right around 8 o'clock, and through the day tomorrow, warming back up into the mid-80s, right around 84 degrees. A slight chance for an isolated shower or two. Other than that, we're going to be staying on the drier side, and over the next 7 days, expecting those temperatures to continue to stay into the 80s for tomorrow before decreasing back down to the 60s.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll be back for more news, sports, and weather at 11. We'll see you then.